Hey guys, oh, I just got Mardi Gras mustard down my throat. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TFL Classics, and this is a fun one because today we're going to show you how you can prep and paint your truck in 48 hours. Or at least we're going to try. But first, I gotta have my Popeyes chicken. Not sponsored by Popeyes, but I wish it was. So if you're watching,
Replacing that quarter panel at the front, that fixed the worst spot of rust, but we've still got a couple issues, and it's on both sides. These back corners of the cab here, you can see just those little spots. But David actually has a solution to fix this relatively easily, so let's go check that out.
Yeah, this piece right here, if we just cut ourselves a little section out, I think this angle should match perfectly.
check this out. Look what David did. He actually managed to polish up our original muffler tips. They look really good. These exhaust tips now look like brand new. I can't believe that at one point they looked like that, and now they look like this.
While David's working on the rust spot on the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this section of rust so that we can start to make a patch for this corner of the cab.
So now we've got a new toy to play with. I went out and bought this $79 Harbor Freight dent puller, and we're going to have David explain how we think it works.
Well, it's the first time for both of us. So it says to put a screw into the side of the door where the dent is, and then attach the dent puller to it. So we're going to give it a try.
Let's give it a whirl. So we got a pretty nasty one here, huh?
Yeah, and I suppose the best place to put it would be somewhere in the middle, because it goes from here to here. So let's maybe drill a hole here.
So this is going to stop it, and I guess we just...
Ooh-wee, look at that.
Well, it doesn't take much, does it?
One
it really doesn't.
One, maybe?
What do you think?
Well,
it's pretty good.
It's way better.
Still right here.
Yeah, maybe we'll put another screw in there. Let's try one here. Sink one right here and see what happens. We're just gonna, after we're done, we're gonna put one of those patches that looks like a gunshot, you know, right over these holes.
At some point we'll drill enough holes, we'll just need a new door.
We're going to be filling holes anyway. I feel like we ought to try another one right here. Well, let's just riddle it with holes. I bet the bodywork guys are just laughing right now. I mean, it's a whole lot better than it was.
Yeah. So the body's coming along really nicely, but you'll notice there's still areas that are just a little bit imperfect, and this is where we're going to use Bondo to fill them in. So we're not covering entire rust patches with Bondo, just small areas to keep them nice and smooth for when we have to go and paint. Alright, so I sanded down this little imperfection. I mixed up some of this delicious little putty. That's what I'm going with, delicious. And then I'm just going to try to smear it on. So basically the more you put on, the more you have to sand off later.
Yeah, but if you don't put enough on, then you have to go start over. After hours of bodywork, it was time to call it a day. Our next step is to get the barn and the truck ready for paint. It's another day here at David Morrow's property, and we have a ton to get done if we want this truck to be painted by the end of the day. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So as per usual, we came back to find our truck in much better of a way than we left it because David can't help himself.
I'm going to keep my hands off of it. I coated it with some oil product that helps slow the rust down, although there really wasn't much. It just all surface rust. And then I finished up the body work on the Bondo. I sanded it all down. We have to wipe it down, get it ready for paint now. I haven't started on tape.
I'm just laying on the final couple pieces of tape. Our plan is to take the bed and rest it on the frame with enough space in between the bed and the cab so that we can paint the front side of the bed and the back side of the cab. And then we'll slide it all the way forward once it's done painting, and that way we don't have to move this thing all around this space, because we're gonna hang plastic sheeting from the walls so that we're not painting David's entire barn.
Right there.
What do you say, David? Is it a paint booth?
Well, we got ourselves a booth. I think it's time for lunch now.
If only we had time for that. Got the great wall of cardboard that's protecting the frame from getting any overspray on it, so that's something to be proud of. I just pulled this tailgate out of the nuclear Colorado sun because you want to let metal like this cool off before you start spraying any paint on it. Otherwise, the paint will flash onto it and it will just look terrible.
Case went down to the local auto parts store and was able to find the exact original paint color called smoke gray. Then it was just a matter of mixing it up and spraying it on. No, it's not as easy as it looks on TV. Case and David first had to prime the truck, and then prime the truck again, and then sand it down gently, and then seal the truck before they could paint it, and then paint it again. It was a long process.
Oh yeah, that's how they do it professionally. The BBC does the exact same thing when they're shooting multi-million dollar programs. It's finally time to start shooting paint onto this truck, so let's not push it back any further. Let's just do it. So that's it, just like our goal, we managed to get the truck painted for $600 in 48 hours. And of course, there was a little bit of prep work that was done outside of that window. If you really wanted to, you could get it all done in those 2 days, but it's painted.
It's painted.
You can see the dents that are still left in it, and that's just to be expected, but the truck looks significantly better.
So much better than it did before.
We're really happy with it.
It took many hours for the paint to dry, but in the meantime, Case took a ride over to Mountain State's Children's Home. And just a reminder, at the end of this video series, this very truck is being auctioned off to one of you guys out there, and all the proceeds are going to a good cause. Let's learn a little bit about it.
Mountain State's Children's Home is a very unique facility, and they offer so many different programs for children. We have a family model in regards to, we have husband-wife teams for our children to grow up into a family model. We have the on-ground school where the children come here for the first year, and we help them to improve 3.7 grade levels in 1 year, which just changes their attitude about life. We have a farm program where we have donated calves and pigs, to where we fill them out, so we raise our own pork and beef. We have counseling. Children receive counseling from licensed therapists for individually counseling every week. We do group counseling weekly. We do family counseling, trying to reunite the child back to the family. So we try to incorporate all these components to help the child to heal through their wounds and their issues, and we also offer a spiritual component to help them through the difficult times that they go through.
If you would like to learn more about Mountain States Children's Home or get involved, visit msch.org or go check out the Mountain States Children's Home thrift store in Longmont, Colorado. This entire truck is going to be auctioned off so that proceeds can go to benefit their program. Gunsmoke is all painted up, but it doesn't really look like a truck yet because we have yet to pull tape on it, and that is one of the most satisfying parts of finishing a paint job. So first let's pull the tape and then we can get to putting some parts back on this to make it an actual vehicle once again. Starting to look like a truck again.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Hey Case.
How's it going, Tommy?
So I wasn't here for the painting of the truck, and I am blown away with how it came out. Admittedly, it's not quite Ford quality from the factory, but it's 1,000 times better. It really has a nice shine to it. It came out really nice, and I like the flake in it too. It's got like a little bit of flake.
Yeah, it's metallic.
Let's see, and you can see too, like from the original, we didn't paint the door jambs. It's pretty spot on. The bed is still pretty raw, and I guess we'll probably bed line this, right? David, isn't that
Well,
the
that's
idea?
what we were thinking. That's why we left it unpainted.
Yeah, and then you did the bumper too, huh? I just noticed
Yeah, I
that.
sanded the bumper down, and then I just took some rattle can.
We're going to install the taillights back into the bed, but we have 2 beds, which means we have 4 taillights in total, and we are kind of finding the best of each. So in this case, the left one on the donor bed was the best, but the right one on the old bed was better on that side. So I think the nice thing about these old trucks is you just got to pop in the bulbs, just like that. I think that's literally it. You're not going to find that on your new Ram with trailer blind spot monitoring. That's going to be a whole loom of stuff to reconnect. Case is almost done hooking up the battery and tightening everything back up, so David and I are going to tackle this tailgate. Actually, Case will need your help.
Yeah, well, we
Alright, let's pull it into the light and see how she looks.
Hey, but before you shut the camera off, I've got a surprise for you.
Alright.
Okay?
Okay.
While you guys were gone,
Yep.
I had to play a little bit.
Alright.
And I looked at the truck and I said, this truck is missing something.
Yep.
Well, I did take the step off, you know, that it had for getting into the driver's side.
Yeah.
But it didn't have a step on the passenger side.
Okay.
So I thought, well, I could either go buy a step or I could just build 2 new steps.
You built 2 new steps.
So I wanted to build 2 new steps to kind of add to the flavor of the truck. So over here.
Let's see. Here comes Case. Case, you ready? Holy cow!
No way.
David!
You're telling me that fits on our truck?
All right, let's take it over there. I want to show you.
Holy cow! These are rock rails, and you built these.
I built these. All right, so this is where they go. Just mock it up and just hold it there. I fitted the frame and I bolted it all to the frame.
Oh
and
my
they're
gosh.
They're gonna go right there.
David, those are beautiful, and they're full-length rock rails.
Let me tell you about them. So I didn't want to have to buy anything, okay? I wanted to make them out of all stuff I had out in my scrap pile. So this 1/2-inch plate was from an old bumper. This was from the caboose I built, left over.
Okay.
This was from a grapevine that I tore apart. This was from the rock rails I built on my truck. These are from World War II, and they're called pure steel plank. PSPs was a short name for them. And what they used them for is they made runways, and they interlock, and they take thousands of them, you know, out to the islands in the Pacific and make runways, and they would hook together, and that way, you know, if it's super muddy or sandy or whatever, they could have a nice flat straight runway for traction for braking and taking off.
Wow.
And so my dad was given these back when I was just a young teenager, and I've kept them all these years. And so I cut one of them up. So basically I cut the strip. You can see what's left over. I cut the 2 edges off to make my steps.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing that the planes would use in the Pacific is the same thing we're using it for. They're just like good for traction.
Grip. Yeah, for traction. Yep.
That's so cool. Okay, moment of truth. These are all bolted on. Now we're going to do the preliminary test. Oh, I feel pretty good. Okay. Now let's see what happens when I get into the truck. Oh, solid.
Good spot. You get your foot in there all right?
Oh, it's perfect. I mean, I weigh 36 pounds, but all 36 pounds of me is resting heavily on this rock rail. So I'm eating a cookie while doing this. This looks amazing. It really came out better than I could have ever expected. The flake in the paint is beautiful, and for just a couple of days work, you can really transform your truck for really under $700 and do a great job. It looks really good in the sun. We just started to clean it up, rinse it off, and man, it has really come together. Now, of course, these rock rails complete the truck entirely. What a transformation, and these are gonna make this so much more capable off-road. Now, in the next episode, we've got more work to do because the thing that's laying this truck down are, of course, no badges, and, well, the tires are kind of weeny. So we're gonna put some real rubber on there. We got a dog running into the shot. Be sure to stay tuned next time, because this Gunsmoke project is gonna be cool. As always, this is Tommy behind the camera.
Case.
And David out there, he's herding dogs. Check out tfltruck.com for the latest and greatest in new truck reviews.